Today is about how to add moving blocks in Parkour Infinite. In this tutorial, I will only show two types of moving blocks that you can use: spinning blocks and moving blocks. Let's begin. Before we begin, keep in mind that moving blocks have limitations. Spinning blocks such as these work on both single player and multiplayer. On the other hand, moving blocks such as this only works in multiplayer, such as on custom game browser. Keep this in mind when forging. To add spinning blocks, choose what type of block you want to use. For me, I will use a flat, 1x1 block. Open the block's properties. Go to Advanced. In it, scroll towards Moving Blocks. You can adjust the number on top, which determines its speed when spinning. The higher the faster. Keep in mind, it only stops at number 15. And lastly, make sure to check its team. Make sure it is set on green team. Once you are done on the whole process, make sure to save. Fly away and find a spot where you die, in order to activate the script. As you can see, I have successfully made the blocks spin. Now that we are done with spinning blocks, let's move to the more advanced method of moving blocks. Here are the moving blocks. Did you notice the difference between the two? As you can see, the right portion can spawn more blocks than the left portion. Here is a short rundown of how the moving blocks work in Parkour Infinite. First, you must have a spawner of that moving block. Second, you must have a path set for the spawner to move. And third, there must be a despawn block that will remove the moving block, so it will reset and repeat the spawning process. Now that I explained how moving blocks work, let's move on to how the right and left portions work. As you can see, the right portion spawner has a spawn sequence number set into -2. Any number above -1 can spawn more blocks. On the left portion, the spawner is set to -1. -1 can only spawn once, until the block gets deleted at the end, while the right portion can spawn many more depending on how you set the negative number at its spawn sequence, so long as it is above -1. Second, is where the moving block will go. You can configure this just as how I change the spawn number sequence into positive numbers. If it's set in 0, the block will pause, but when configured to number 1 or higher, the block will move faster. And lastly, the despawn object. In this hill marker, you can set it to despawn block when you configure the game type properties into the teleporter, and then set the spawn sequence into number 4. This barrier will delete or despawn the blocks you spawned. Now, watch me how I set up my moving blocks and my spinning blocks. It is very important you carefully adjust and position the markers. There could be issues where some barriers interfere with the other. Keep this in mind. Works wonderfully. The only limiting factor here is that you can't jump on the moving blocks, because they only work on multiplayer. Now it's time to set up the spinning blocks. Now with everything done and working properly, all that remains are the checkpoints and some blocks to stand. To test the map and the jumps especially, you have to host the map online through custom game browser. Normally after you host the map, you'll be at pre-game. Wait for someone to join before the game really begins. Then, enjoy.
Checkpoint reached.
I hope this video helped. If you enjoyed this, please share.